So I'm just going to briefly go over some of the simple buttons on our calculator because you need to be aware of those. A big part of what our Unit 1 test is going to be on is on order of operations. We're going to let our calculator do the arithmetic for us. First of all, there are the operations, which are my adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing signs. You can see that those are over on the right-hand side here in blue. And then I also added another one, which is that equal or enter sign, and that equal or enter sign is right down here. So if I wanted to do 3 plus 6, again, I entered 3 plus 6, and then I press the enter sign or the equal, and I get 9. There's something called a squared, which is a power button, and that power button is way over here. You can see that one. So if I had wanted to take, let's just take 3 squared, I would take 3, press the squared button, and then again I always press enter on this calculator and I get a 9. So 3 squared is 9, and I did it by 3 squared equals. There is a negative sign here, and the negative sign is this one down here. Notice that all the numbers are written in white here, and on this calculator, all the operations are in blue. So a negative is actually part of the number. So if I wanted a -3, I would press a negative and then a 3. And I'm just going to enter that just so you can see what it looks like as a -3. If I want to square root a number, that is the opposite of squaring or the undo of squaring. I have to hit something called the second button, which is also known as a shift button. And I would have to press the second button. I would press the square root button, and the square root button happens to be right above the x squared. So it's shift x squared 9, and then I'd press enter and I get 3. So again, I press the shift button, which is the squared. I'd press the x squared button because I need that symbol above it. When we get going a little bit later into our fractions, you'll notice that we'll be using the shift button, and right over here are all our fraction buttons at ABC, ABCD, DE, that kind of stuff, FD, those are all my fraction buttons. So I'm going to be using the shift or the second button for that. And the last thing here are my parentheses, because sometimes I need grouping symbols, which are the parentheses here. That's the opening parentheses, and that is the closing parentheses.